Welcome everyone. Here in the previous video we have discussed about this overview of the cell. We have seen what is the difference between prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. In the prokaryotic cell, genetic material is present but is just scattered in the cell, in the middle of the cell or somewhere in the cell without the nucleus. Okay, nucleus is not present inside the cell in prokaryotic cell, whereas in eukaryotic cell prominent nucleus is present. In eukaryotic cell prominent nucleus is present, and another difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell is the presence of this membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound organelles are present inside the eukaryotic cell, whereas in prokaryotic cell membrane bound organelles are not present. So, apart from this now, non-membrane bound organelle like ribosome. Ribosome is an example of non-membrane bound organelle. So, it is present inside the prokaryotic cell as well as in the eukaryotic cell. Okay. So, now here another video will be seen, whereas in another video a detailed description of prokaryotic cell will be given, which will be uploaded to you shortly. Okay. But in this one I will not explain that prokaryotic cell here in this one. Another video is there for that prokaryotic cell. You can see that video and you will be able to see about this prokaryotic cell. A detailed description of prokaryotic cell is given. Okay, that video will be uploaded there, but as of now here I will be explaining you this eukaryotic cell. What are the cells which are present inside the eukaryotic cells? So, here one such organelle which is present inside the eukaryotic cell is the mitochondria. Mitochondria. Okay. So, this mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is also called as the powerhouse of the cell. Why is it called as the powerhouse of the cell? Because it is the organelle which is helping in the production of energy. It is the organelle which is helping in the production of energy. Okay. So, energy is required for carrying out various activities, whatever activity which we will be doing, whether it is a small activity or whether it is a bigger activity. Okay. Whatever activity, if we want to do something, whether it is small or bigger, heavier or lighter, whatever work we do. Okay. So, here we require energy. We require energy. For doing light work we require a less energy, and for doing heavy work we require much more energy. For example, if we do exercise, it is a very heavy work, okay, or carrying things, pulling things, this is the heavy work which is done by the workers. Or when we do exercise, it is also a very heavy work, okay. So, that requires more energy. Just sleeping, when we sleep, do you think when we sleep it requires energy? Sleeping requires energy. While we sleep our body requires energy. Yes, while we sleep also body requires energy, because when we sleep also inside our body many activities are being carried out. When we sleep respiration is going on, digestion is also going on. We eat the food at the dinner, okay, and after some time we go to sleep. So, when we sleep, when we wake up in the morning we feel hungry. Why? Just we had the food and we slept. Now what we did? Now what happens is the food which is eaten, it will be digested. We will be digesting the food, we will be respiring, okay. When digestion is going on, so circulation will be going on continuously, excretion will also going on. So, even all these activities will be done when we are awake. Now I am awake. So, here in my body now excretion, respiration, digestion, everything is going on. So, in the similar manner when I sleep, in that, and when I sleep, so during sleep also all these activities will be carried out. All these activities will be carried out. but it will be at this one. Now we don't do any work, just sleep now, just only that a little energy is required to keep these activities going in our body. Whereas when we are awake, we do a hell lot of things apart from just the carrying out all the activities. Like now, I am carrying out all the metabolic activities like respiration, digestion, everything, but apart from it, I am also doing some extra work. That is, I am teaching you right now. I am teaching you. So for teaching, for speaking, I require energy. I require energy. So that extra energy is required, but while we sleep, just energy, a little energy is required to carry out all the processes. So basically, when we do even a little work or heavy work, what we require is the energy, and the only organelle which helps in the production of energy is the mitochondria. It is the mitochondria, and that is why we call it as the powerhouse of the cell. It is giving us power, that is the energy. It is generating the power, that is, it is generating the energy by which we are able to do work. So that is why mitochondria are called as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay. So these are very small organelle which cannot be seen with our naked eyes. We require a very highly sophisticated microscope in order to see this mitochondria. Okay. And they need to be stained because they are very small. That is why without staining we won't be able to see it. Okay. When we stain it and when we see it in a very when we see in a microscope of high resolution, then we will be able to see mitochondria, because these are very small organelles. Okay. So mitochondria are very small organelles which can be seen when it is stained, and it can be seen in the electron microscope. It is very small, the size may vary, and the shape will also be varied. The shape of the mitochondria is also different. Okay. The size may vary, it is just from 1 micron to 3 micron, and here it is of different sizes, it is of different shapes. Okay. The size is also different, it is very small and it is of different shapes. Okay. Sausage shape, cup shape, and the most common is the oval shape. So different shapes of mitochondria are there. Okay. Sausage shape, cup shape, oval shape, rod shape mitochondria. It is having many shapes, but the most common shape which we find is the oval one. And coming to this number of mitochondria. So this number of mitochondria also varies. In a single cell. If this is the cell, okay, if this is the cell which is eukaryotic cell, because in prokaryotic cell we do not find mitochondria. It is a membrane bound organelle which is present only in the eukaryotic cell. Okay. So now inside the cell, each cell will have minimum 1 mitochondria. Minimum 1 mitochondria should be present inside the cell. 1 mitochondria, minimum is 1 minimum. Without this 1, no. Eukaryotic cell, if it is a eukaryotic cell, at least 1 mitochondria should be present. So minimum is 1, maximum is different for different type of cell. For example, if this is a muscle cell, muscular cell, now muscles will do lot of activity. Right now muscle is doing, so that is able to write. This writing is done with the muscles. When I walk, when I run, all these activities are done by the mitochondria. So muscles only are responsible for the movement. So muscular cells which is responsible for movement, so they need, for movement they need energy, more energy. For movement they need more energy. More energy means this muscular cell will have many mitochondria. It can be in lakhs also. Minimum a cell should have 1 mitochondria, maximum it can have lakhs. Okay. Lakhs. This in the flight muscles of the birds, in the flight muscles of the birds, because they fly. So for flying, muscles are required for the movement, because for flying movement is there, muscles are required. Which muscles? Flight muscles which are present in the wings. So those will have to move very fast in order to fly. So for those, that is for the movement, for flying, so it requires high energy. When high energy means the number of mitochondria which is present inside the muscle cell is very high. Okay. In our body also, muscle cells will have high number of mitochondria. Okay. Much more. So depending on the work which is done by the cell, depending on the work which is done by the cell, it is determined, that is mitochondria will be present. So number of mitochondria in a cell will be determined by the type of work the cell is doing. If the cell is doing heavy work, then it will have many number of mitochondria. It can be up to lakhs. And if the cell is not doing heavy work, just light work, then that cell will have less number of mitochondria. So but here minimum should be 1 per 1 cell. Okay. So it can be varying, the number of mitochondria in the cell can be varying. It depends on the work which is done. It depends on the work done by the cells. The number depends on the work done by the cells. Now coming to the structure of mitochondria. Structure of mitochondria. Now I will draw this, the most common structure of mitochondria. That is, the most common shape is the oval shape. The most common shape is the oval shape. And we said that mitochondria is a membrane bound organelle, that is, it is covered by membrane. It is covered by, that is, it is having many membranes. So now it is a double membrane organelle. Mitochondria is a double membrane organelle. You just see this one, this is the outer membrane. This is the outer membrane of the mitochondria. This is your outer membrane. This is the outer membrane. Okay. It is, as it is said, it is a double membrane organelle. Mitochondria is a double membrane organelle. So one membrane is the outer membrane, and here inside this inner membrane is present. Inner membrane is present. Okay. But inner membrane is not just smooth, it is having many folds. It is having many folds. You see this one, outer membrane is, this is the outer membrane. This outer membrane is permeable. Outer membrane is permeable. It is made up of non-proteins. It is made up of non-proteins, and outer membrane is permeable. It will allow the substances to pass through it. Okay. And it is outer membrane, and this is the inside membrane. But inside membrane is thrown into many folds. Inside membrane is thrown into many folds. If we see it now, it is very big. If we see it, it is very big. Why? Because now it is thrown into many folds. That big membrane is thrown into many folds so that it can accommodate inside it. Okay. So this is your inner membrane. This is your inner membrane. It is made up of proteins. It is made up of proteins, and inner membrane is selectively permeable. Inner membrane is selectively permeable, and inner membrane is continuous with, that is, the many folds. Inner membrane has many folds. We call this folds as cristae. We call this folds as cristae. The folds which is present on the inner membrane. This whole is the inner membrane. This one as well as this fold. All of that is the inner membrane itself. Okay. But this is called as the inner membrane, and the folds which are present seen on the inner membrane is called as the cristae. These cristae increases the surface area. This cristae increases the surface area. Increases the surface area. Now here inside this cristae, inside this inner membrane, here we find the matrix, fluid-like substance is present. Inside the inner membrane, fluid-like substance is present. We call this fluid-like substance as matrix. Inside this inner membrane, fluid-like substance is present. That fluid-like substance is called as matrix. Okay, matrix. It is pale in color. It is pale in color. That pale color is because of the presence of riboflavin. Riboflavin. The matrix inside this membrane, inside the inner membrane, it is filled with the fluid. That fluid is called as the matrix, and that matrix is pale in color because that matrix has riboflavin in it. Okay, this matrix is very important in carrying out the activities. Usually this mitochondria helps in the process of respiration and produce energy. Mitochondria helps in the process of respiration and produces energy. So here now inside this matrix, now enzymes, all the enzymes which are required for the functioning of this mitochondria so that it can help in respiration and produce energy. So whatever enzymes are required, all these enzymes are present in this matrix, and because of this enzymes in the matrix, the mitochondria is able to perform the function. So here matrix is very important. Why? Because it consists of all the enzymes which are required for the activity of for performing the activities which is done by the mitochondria. Okay, so now in between this outer membrane and inner membrane, space is present. In between this outer membrane and inner membrane, we see this space. This space is called as the outer compartment. This space is called as the outer compartment, and inside this inner membrane also, the space which is present, we call it as inner compartment. Inner compartment. In between this outer membrane and inner membrane, space is present. We call the space as the outer compartment, and inside this inner membrane also space is present. That space is called as the inner compartment, and inside this space which is the inner compartment, here this inner space or the inner compartment is filled with the fluid like substance. We call that fluid like substance as the matrix. We call that fluid like substance as the matrix. And inside this inside the mitochondria, in this matrix, now here we find ribosomes. I said you now, these ribosomes are present in this cytoplasm as well as in organelles, in endoplasmic reticulum, in mitochondria, and in chloroplast in the plants. So here inside this matrix, enzymes are present. Apart from enzymes, ribosomes are also present. So these are the ribosomes, and the ribosomes which are present are 70S ribosomes. Ribosomes which are present are 70S ribosomes, and apart from this ribosomes, inside this DNA is also present. Inside the mitochondria, DNA is also present. So here this is your DNA. So this is the inner compartment. Inside the inner compartment, this inner compartment is filled with the matrix. Inside this matrix, enzymes are present. Ribosomes are present, and apart from ribosomes, DNA is also present. And apart from this DNA, divalent ions are also present. Enzymes plus divalent ions are also present inside this matrix. Enzymes as well as divalent ions are present. Okay. So this is the outer compartment, inner compartment, outer membrane, inner membrane. Inner membrane is thrown into many folds. These folds are called as the cristae. and inside this fluid is present. Inside the inner compartment fluid is present, which is called as matrix. Matrix has enzymes, divalent ions, DNA and ribosomes. Okay, so now on this crystana here we find small particles, like we call them as like this ones. Okay, on each cristae we find like the structures which are at the inner side towards the inner compartment. So these structures are called as elementary particles or F1 particles. These are called as elementary particles or F particles. Okay, so now they are made up of this tail like structure and head like structure. This head like structure is towards the inner compartment or towards the matrix, and the tail like structure is attached to the cristae. The folds which are folds which are present on the inner membrane, that is the cristae. So these elementary particles helps in the process of respiration. They help in the process of respiration. So this was about the structure of mitochondria. So mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. The shape of the mitochondria, the size of the mitochondria and number of mitochondria is varied in different organisms. Is varied, that is not just organisms, all this. The size is variable, the shape is variable and the number of mitochondria present in the cell is also variable. It depends on the function which is carried out by the cell, and based on the structure, outer membrane, inner membrane thrown into many folds. Inner membrane, the folds on inner membrane is called as cristae. Okay, and in between this outer and inner membrane space is present. The space is called as outer compartment, and inside this inner membrane space is present, inner compartment, which is filled with matrix, and matrix has enzymes, divalent ions, it has DNA, it has ribosomes, and the ribosomes which are present are 70S ribosomes. And on this cristae we have this elementary particles or F particles which helps in the process of respiration. Okay, so this is the structure of mitochondria, one organelle which is present inside the eukaryotic cell. It is a double membrane organelle. It is a double membrane organelle. It consists of two membranes, outer membrane and the inner membrane. So in the next video we will take up with another organelle. In this video we have discussed in detail about this mitochondria. So another video, another organelle.